Yo. Welcome back to the Absolutely Sir podcast. I am one of your hosts, D Good.
I'm Cleveland's Trump.
T-Rob.
Man, what is good? We got a little new setup here.
New setup. Hope y'all enjoy the sounds.
Things are fresh in this new year. Happy
Evolve.
New Year, everybody.
Evolving.
Happy New Year.
Hope it was
Oh
safe.
yeah. Happy New Year to everybody.
Everybody had a safe, happy New Year. Got a little happy. Speaking of getting happy, T's got something for us here this week.
So we saved this moment just to do it on camera for everybody else, but just for the record, we have been drinking already. So So last week,
Go
I
ahead.
promised I would bring pre-mixed Manhattan. Trust me, it works. It does what it's supposed to do.
It's hitting too.
We'll pour up.
It's handmade, by the way.
This is.
Oh.
We doing this live.
It's all live.
Thank you, sir.
Live TV.
Here we go. Pre-mixed Manhattan. I just made it.
Devin, this time, please don't take it to the head.
Nah. Hey, I know we're not shooting these.
All right.
No.
This is a cocktail. That was liquor.
That's one
Yeah,
of
you call it however you want to call it, man. Nobody shoots a
I'm
triple
gonna
double.
put my pinky up for this one.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Right,
Cheers. Happy
Absolutely,
New Year.
sir. Happy New Year, everybody. Let me see what we like. Not shooting this one back.
Mozzarella, Tutti Frutti.
It gets
Solid.
better. Each drink, it's just gonna get better.
That's solid.
Yeah.
I take back
drink.
every
I appreciate-
disrespectful thing I said
I
about
appreciate
pre-made
that.
drinks.
I appreciate that because I felt like he was shooting at me.
Nah, it wasn't.
How did you get it so smooth though? What's the process of that?
It's just a mix, man. I can't give up the recipe. AbsolutelySir.com will be up soon. I might put the recipe up on there.
couple
but
of recipes on there?
yeah, it's a little special where you gotta
Okay.
put it together,
Okay.
but you know,
You
gotta hit it with a little bit of this,
with a.
hit it with a little bit of this, a little bit of
Okay.
that, you know.
Understand.
Hey, you got a future drink for us? Let us know. We'll drop it on the tray.
Yeah, drop it in the
Sip
comments.
on it
man.
next week.
Let
If
us-
y'all want T to make it handmade,
And
drop it in the comments.
at
He
him,
gonna whip it up
T.D. Robinson.
handmade.
Listen, man, I love my drinks, man. I'm a cocktail connoisseur.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now you put me on to a lot of different wines, so I gotta take my hat off. to
I
you
do
for
the
that.
I do the wines as well, man. I do the wines as well.
We really haven't drank like that together, but from what I tell, you're a whiskey guy.
I'm a whiskey guy, but you know what? I switched over to gin.
Okay.
I found some good gins, and yeah, like Hendrix.
I drink Hendrix, yeah.
I'm a big fan of Hendrix cocktails, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got some.
Yeah.
I got some stuff with that. I got some. Man, I got some obscure drinks.
I'm open.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm open. Change my mind,
Absinthe.
sir.
I'm
Open.
Some
a
absinthe
rookie.
in there. Yeah,
Oof.
I got some stuff just that'll you know make
Rookie.
you forget the day before.
Yeah, I'm a
Rookie
rookie
over
when
here.
it comes to drinking. I'm just.
Yeah,
That's all right. It's not a bad thing.
it's a bad thing. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's
Uncultured swine.
Yeah, he
it's okay, man. I'm getting there.
side.
It's all
I'm getting
right.
there, man. I just hate the taste of all liquors.
Well, I mean, it's an acquired taste, I would say.
It's all nasty to me.
If you mix it the right way, you good.
It's all nasty to me.
All right.
Nah, listen. You get
All of it.
you get the right drinks, man. You put the right mix together. You know,
It's all nasty, man.
You got to be careful the way you banging that watch around over there.
you hearing it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay,
Question though.
shoot.
You got the Apple Watch on now, right?
I do.
You do too, right?
Oh yeah, you know.
What do you guys prefer? You guys like the Apple Watches? You like the the regular watches get a little flashy?
I mean, me, I think it depends on the occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Like regular everyday stuff, I got my Apple Watch on. Like
That's fair.
I'm able to check my stocks. I'm able to check like everything
Off from the watch.
all from the watch.
I think once you get used to wearing the watch, you use it for so much that when you don't have it on or you put a regular watch on, you like, this regular watch ain't shit, man. I need to check
Yeah,
a
you
text
start-
message.
Like
know
you
what I
say,
mean?
you so used to or accustomed to the etiquette of the Apple Watch that the regular watch you doing, like trying to figure out like this damn thing ain't doing nothing but telling me the time.
right,
Yeah.
right.
And you know, I'm in the ecosystem pretty heavy with all the devices, man. So, you know, I got that unlock my computer, unlock my
Off from the watch.
Yeah, so when you don't have it on, you like, why the fuck this computer ain't opening?
Your wives don't yell at you about those watches though. You taking? I dated this girl. I used to have an Apple Watch. We take pictures all the time. She's like, take that damn thing off. In 10 years, it's gonna look like ass. About to be outdated. So I switched over.
Where's she at now?
Gone. She gone.
Exactly.
So she outdated.
Exactly.
She outdated. So
She didn't outlast.
you
the
know
Apple
what I'm
Watch.
doing on Monday morning? I'm going to Best Buy. I buy myself an Apple Watch.
Trust me.
Listen, you use the Apple Watch. You can check your emails,
I know. I'm not against
text
them.
messages.
You know what?
make
Traveling.
phone calls.
I was
Traveling too.
traveling, and
Yeah.
just traveling, man. Without the watch, it's like just the little things you just miss. You're like, oh, where's the ticket at? Scan the QR for your ticket.
Right
I'm
on
used,
your
to
watch.
I'm used to having it on my watch. I just
You could do that at the gate with your
Yeah.
watch?
yeah.
Shit.
Listen, I was in Myrtle Beach, and I left my phone in the hotel. I'm out in the ocean with my watch, and
Getting text messages.
yeah, text messages, phone calls, like everything on my watch. I was able to leave my phone in the hotel.
That's nice.
Well, listen, I got a Christmas. The Facebook Ray-Bans, Facebook Stories Ray-Bans. I got a pair of those for
Got
Christmas.
the one with the cameras on them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
6 with the cameras on them, man. And it was it kind of interesting. Like I'm kind of getting into them and seeing how they work. I like the Ray-Bans as far as the sunglasses anyway, but I'm getting into them and it's actually pretty cool. You play music on them and shit.
Hey, you got to bring those in next week.
I will bring them in next. Every week, Devin's putting me up to bring something in.
Something, man. He gets
next
you to
week.
bring something in.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
Damn.
I'll bring
Hey,
my
with those-
Apple Watch in. I'll bring the new Apple
With
Watch
those
in.
glasses, is it like a virtual reality? Like, let's say you put a
Nah.
GPS in there. Can you put a GPS in there and it kind of guide you? Or,
Well, you can hear it. It's got a speaker on it,
oh man,
so you can hear
Like on the frames?
Yeah, it's a on the side on the stems. It's
Okay.
it's the speakers in there, so you can play music. You can actually take a phone call. You can hear
oh,
through them. You know what I mean?
that's pretty
So
cool.
I imagine if you put the GPS in, you could just get routed through.
Now,
that.
do they look like fashionable glasses?
No, this shit's pretty dope. They just look
Okay.
like regular Wayfarers, man.
No, okay,
Yeah,
that's the
I'm gonna bring them out.
next week. We'll bring them in.
You don't want to be a creep though with this shit on. Like you don't want to be a creep with them on because it's got like a light on the side that lights up
okay.
when you recording.
Wear them to the club. None
Yeah,
of
so
the
you
girls,
in there just with the light on and shit, looking like a creep.
they see the record
Yeah,
red
like,
light flashing.
Look at this creep in the corner.
Man.
Nah, but they dope though. They pretty dope.
Absolutely, sir.
So listen, with everybody being home more, it's the holidays. What's the one thing with the family at home that you find missing in the home now that you got everybody at home?
Missing. I don't know. I don't see nothing missing. I think like more movie time, like us sitting on the couch or just all of us just watching a movie or something like that. Like we was able to do that like comfortably without always having to like other tasks to be handle. Excuse me. But missing, I don't know. I don't really see nothing that's missing though. What you
Listen,
think?
I mean, I live alone. Only thing
Everything's
missing,
missing.
the only thing missing in that bitch is a Christmas tree. I didn't put a tree up this year, man. Nothing's missing. I mean, I enjoy my space. It seems like a loaded question. You got something in mind? Were you fishing for something?
No, somebody added this to the notes, so I went with it. But listen, all right. So look,
What's missing?
I don't know. I think I don't know. We could probably cut that shit out. I just was trying to hit the notes and hit the topics, man. So I'm trying to check all the boxes, baby. But
No, I got something for y'all though. Y'all remember payphones?
hell yeah.
Payphones, absolutely, sir.
Do you think that they are relevant now, and that the way that technology advanced, that we can use them for like calling an Uber now, or a Lyft, or stuff like that, like just to advance the payphone to catch up with the technology of today?
I mean, if you're trapping something hard,
If you what?
if you're moving something like,
I don't think so, man.
you can have a second phone though,
It's crackheads that got Android
bro.
shits and shit, man. Like it's over for that way of life. I think, man.
I'm just thinking because like a lot of people still don't like putting a lot of the older people don't like putting a credit cards on anything.
Mm-hmm.
They still mail in their bills.
Yeah, I think
So you could just pick the pay phone up. It got the location already.
yeah, society is slowly working them out the system. Like,
Bro, I was in San Diego last April. I had a bum come up to me and ask me for $1. I said, I don't got any cash. He goes, no, it's cool. I got the card swiper. I got Cash App, Venmo.
Oh, he wasn't no bum then.
I know.
Yeah,
He didn't get nothing.
he was a scammer.
brings me back to my craziest bum story. You got a crazy bum story? Everybody, listen. So I'm in Starbucks, and I'm one of the few minorities in there. I just said it that way. At the time, so bum comes in. He's like, "Hey, can I get?" He's just in there. He's soliciting. Everybody's kind of like, "I get."
Me and you was in there.
Huh?
Me and you was in there.
Was that the time when you and I were in there?
Yep. Downtown.
Yeah.
On East 6.
And I bought the guy.
Yep.
So I go into.
All right.
So before you got there.
No, we was in there.
Was you in there? Because I was talking to you. I said, I got to do it.
Yeah,
I said, I
yeah.
got to do it. It was only a few of us minorities in there.
Mm-hmm.
So he came in. I'm like, I can't not show, some type of compassion for
Right.
my fellow black man. You know what I'm saying? And so we go to the register. And so he's looking. I'm like, I got you, man. Just get you something to eat, man. They're about to kick him out. He was like, man, looking in the little display. Like, damn, they ain't got the bagel thing they usually have in here. What the fuck?
Same one.
He like,
Same
I don't
his
really-
first rodeo.
I don't really even want this. I want the bagel thing that they got. So now I'm in a position where I'm like, damn, I can't just like shit on you because I'm like, man, I want to be like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
You serious? You want the fucking Canadian bacon bagel? They don't got that shit. If you starving, eat what the fuck they got. But I'm like, all right, man, whatever. I went ahead and did it. I think I came back and told you. I'm like, man, shit was crazy. If it was under different circumstances, I would have been like, man, if you don't get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. No, I remember that day. I remember you was like, we can't let them see us and think that that's okay. So you're like, I got to do something. I was like, I respect it. I respect it.
He watched it play out. I'm like, he said, man, I want the Canadian bacon thing. They ain't got to want the.
They get picky, bro. I remember.
I was like,
I ain't got no crazy bum story, but I see somebody else at a store. I'll grab them a Coke or Pepsi, whatever. Bought a Pepsi, went out there and said, here you go, bro, bud, whatever. He goes, Pepsi? What, they ain't got no Coke in there? I'm like, bro, you thirsty, drink the pop.
I don't got none. And I mean, I got a story though. I was leaving my mom's house. I was with my family. We was rolling down the street, and I'm just like getting ready to get on the freeway, go home, and I just happened to look, and I seen a bum like laying on the street, and it was Thanksgiving, and I had all this food in my car, like I was ready to go home and smash. I pulled over, and I left all that food right there with the bum. The pops, the yams, the macaroni and cheese, all that. I just left it there. I'm not sure if they ate it or not, but I'm pretty sure they did. I just left it there right beside them where they were sleeping at. So that was like a story that always stuck with me. But as far as like bums that be on the freeway, I don't really respect them. I know there's a hustle, so I don't really respect them all like that. I need to see the bums like the ones that's actually pulling stuff out of the trash.
man, listen, I got smoked by one of those on the side of the highway.
Oh man, the highway ones.
Yeah, I got smoked by one of them.
You done been got.
Yeah, so I pull. It's an older lady. She was older. So I was like, okay, she had a little kid out there with her. I'm like, I never saw her before. I'm like, all right, man. All right, dropped her a nickel. I hear you. You go. They hit you with the God bless you. Hey, I was like, all right. So I come back. I get off at another exit. Maybe an hour later, I'm running around. I come back. Get off at another. I see her at the next exit. Pumping the same hustle. I'm like, oh, man, I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with you.
She got you.
Oh, so she went straight into angry mode. Flip me the bird. Fuck you.
Oh,
This
man.
lady got to be 72. Fuck you. I'm like, oh shit. Crazy thing. A few days later, saw her again out there at another exit. She remembered the car.
Oh man.
She was this all out there. I'm like, look, man, I ain't even on that shit with you right now. I'm embarrassed. It's heavy traffic time. I got, the exit is full of people. They're like, why the fuck is the bum? Because she just two birds at me. I'm like, look, man, get the fuck out of here.
Like she know you already.
She remembered me. I was offended. Second time I saw her, I was like, come on.
Man.
She hit me with, I'm just trying to get out of here, get on this bus, get these kids. I said, oh, listen, I got you here. Just get them out of here. Caught her again at the next one. I'm like, look, I'm not fucking with you. Yeah. From that point on, every time she see me, she flipped the bird. Every time.
How long did this go on for?
Well, she was out. She did it for about 90 days. She was hustling hard.
It took her 90 days to get an RTA ticket?
She got a bunch of RTA tickets.
Yeah.
She was hustling hard, man.
Right bought a house.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yeah. So what's a thing that you've seen with your own eyes that somebody probably wouldn't believe? I got a ton of stories like that, man.
I do too, man. I got two. I'm gonna give y'all real quick.
All right.
I'm gonna make it quick too. I was leaving the studio late night. Had a great session, and I'm driving up the street. I'm on Memphis. I'm coming up Memphis, going towards the kiddie park.
Okay.
So I'm going down that hill. It's about to come up to what's that? Tiedemann.
Tiedemann right there.
Yeah.
So I'm going down that hill right there. No lie, a Sasquatch. I seen a Sasquatch.
Bro.
Came out in the middle of the road, looked at me as I'm coming towards him, and walked back into the woods. Because on the right side of that, if you're going towards
No, it was a
Tiedemann,
crackhead, right?
no, I'm telling you, listen. I know nobody believe me.
That was a tall ass crackhead.
Listen, I'm telling you, man.
Were you guys drinking at the studio that
No.
night?
I wasn't drinking. I wasn't doing anything. This was I'm into like animal stuff, right? So I like to watch all of the predators and all of the lion stuff, all that stuff. So I seen the shape of them. I seen the knees, how they been. I seen the feet. It was like clear as day. It walked out in the middle of the road, seen me coming, and went back into the woods.
Where was your phone when this happened?
This was a while ago. This wasn't when you can pull out the phone and start doing all of this.
It was that old lady.
I still had keys on. See, they don't believe me. They don't believe me, man.
It was that old lady. I'm telling you, she got me the same way, man, with that bullshit.
I'm telling you. And then one day I was coming up Woodland. I was leaving the marathon on 55th. I was getting me one of them sandwiches. Those gyro sandwiches, the legendary gyro sandwiches.
You can never admit to eating gas station gyros
Man,
on the cast,
I'm
man.
sorry, man.
You can.
I'm sorry. I grew up
You
on
eat
them.
gas station gyros?
Listen,
East 55th.
the one on 55th, the marathon.
Yeah.
Man, they
You
used
risked
to
your
be-
life.
they
You
used
risked
to
your
be
life
slamming.
for a gyro.
I used to work down at Cleveland Clinic. I stopped there twice a week for that sandwich.
Man, they used to be slamming.
What time was it?
This was a while ago. I was still living down in the valley then.
Okay, yeah,
All
because
right.
you risked your life for that.
But that's the
gyro.
food that we was eating anyway, though.
No, I'm saying you risked your life just being at that location.
Man, it was in the
You
valley.
risked your life.
Just living down there is risking your life, though.
True.
But I'm coming up Woodland, and it had to be around 70, close to 73rd on Woodland. It's a cemetery on the left hand
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
So I'm coming up right there, and no lie, it was a pack of wolves.
Bro, we in Cleveland.
Listen, this wasn't. I'm for real. It was a pack of wolves.
AKA a bunch of young niggas. That's all that was.
It was that lady. She just had a couple kids with her.
Man, I'm telling you. I know these stories sound like they unbelievable, but this wasn't no dogs. This wasn't no the husky. The Siberian Huskies.
Right.
This was wolves. I seen a pack of wolves crossing over, going towards the cemetery.
Bro.
This is why he doesn't drink, right? Listen, if you seeing wolves on 79th that ain't got hoodies on,
I'm telling you, it was a
Man.
pack of wolves,
something,
man.
bro.
I think somebody had them in their house and they got loose. I think somebody was having like wild
they was
animals
pit
in
bulls.
No,
He saw
we
a pack of pit bulls.
We know pit bulls.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was a pack of wolves, man. I swear on everything I love, I seen a pack of wolves and I seen a Sasquatch. I seen it with my own eyes.
All right, man. All right.
I got you, man.
Yeah.
I can't top that. I don't. Yeah, I can't top that. Oh man.
I ain't got nothing like that, but I mean, I remember a couple years ago, I went to this haunted house. It was in like Brunstucky or Medina, somewhere out there. We were in the middle of this field on this tractor, and I seen this drone in the distance, or this light in the distance. It got closer, and it was like a drone, and it kept going and going and going until it disappeared in the night. I'm like, damn, what got range like that? I know they got drones, but they're the radius, and from what I seen way out there, it's right here and way out there. That was just weird to me.
That's why.
Aliens here with us.
Yeah, they here.
They're here.
They
Man, y'all ain't believe my story.
they
I
coming
don't
out.
believe that, man.
They coming out the cut on Tiedemann. They coming out the cut on Tiedemann.
Dipping off into the woods.
Man,
You know what? No, they were over at the kiddie park. They just hopped on a little roller coaster.
I think
Sasquatch
the
on the
craziest.
coaster.
I've seen about 3 shooting stars. Like when most people say they never saw one, I've seen about
Yeah.
3
I've seen them.
shooting stars, man. You know what I'm saying?
We sure you have.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
He seen the wolves on 79th.
I'm telling you, man, it was a pack of wolves.
Was you in the
79.
valley when you saw the shooting star?
No.
Okay, all right.
I was actually up in Morris Black.
With the shooting star,
When I first seen the shooting star Predator.
it's
had came
impossible.
out.
It's impossible.
I'm telling you.
That shit is that's impossible.
I'm telling you.
It's impossible. You see a shooting star in
In
Morris Black. They don't even stars don't even shoot over Morris Black.
Listen, I was living in Morris Black, and Predator had came out. I think this was like 88. That first Predator. I don't know exactly when. It was somewhere around that time. And we just happened to go outside after watching that. It was late night. We had the floor model TV with the turn knobs.
That sound about right.
You had the boom, boom, boom on the top of it so you can get the picture to act right.
Yeah.
And
Move the antenna a little bit.
Kids' imaginations are crazy. Like that's how strong the imagination of a little boy is. Like man,
That's so fun.
he went
Yeah.
outside and saw Predator flying past.
You had that TV though? I mean,
that was the
how old were you when this happened?
I was 5 in 88.
5 and 88. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that was he didn't see.
That's a come up though. You probably got a nice flat screen now.
Oh man, yeah. Now it's flats everywhere.
I'm just being an ass because going through technology, we got the TVs with the knobs. Now we got these flat screens. We used to have the cell phones that you had to flip open, use the T9. Then it was all touchscreen. You got the touchscreen with the keyboard.
Right.
What's it been like going from, the TVs with the knobs and the phones with the flips and
Yeah, you kind of young. I like, shit. I remember those the TVs with the knobs was
Those
kind
are
of
some of the
bulletproof.
best days.
It's kind of the picture was like 320 pixels per inch, but the shit.
you
was,
guys had color TV, right? When you were kids, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
color TV. Yeah,
I had a black and white TV too when I was really
I
young.
didn't mean no disrespect by that.
Yeah, you
That
did, but
question.
it's
Yeah,
cool.
it's cool.
It's cool.
He
He want me to bring.
shots.
He want me to bring some next week. Nah, he's shooting shots that I'm old. But look, no, I think when I was real young, I had a black and white TV in the '80s, like early '80s, or something like that. But
Yeah.
no, I think I'm a technology fan, man. So
You remember your first cell phone?
yeah, I do. It was a Kyocera or some shit like
Okay.
that. Or a Motorola, something like that.
The Razor?
Well, my first, man, that's way too old.
I was gonna say, yeah.
No, my first, like we had cell phone. I mean, we had pagers, man. So you get you a Motorola or the little 2-button joint. The livest shit when you could get the case on the pager flip.
Mhm.
You go get you a wood grain case, put on your
Oh,
3-button
man.
joint. You was fly as shit.
Man, listen,
You was
I
fly
remember
as shit.
this store called Mia's. It was right across the street from Perfect Pages. I know you remember Perfect Pages.
Absolutely.
He don't remember. He don't know what
Absolutely,
Perfect
sir.
Pages it is.
No.
Yeah, he never heard of it.
That's
Yeah.
all right.
Listen,
Please forgive me.
we used to go to Perfect Pages and get the pagers, and then right across the street they had these watches. They had all kind of diamonds in there. They was like $60.
Mhm.
Like, and then after like 2 weeks, they just turned black. They just turned black. But for that first 2 weeks,
You
that first
shine,
week,
right,
man,
right,
You was shining.
listen, we on the bus with it though. This one we was riding on transfers. I don't know if you remember what transfers
Was it the
are.
paper transfer or the card?
This was the paper
The
ones.
paper joints. They had to
Paper.
stamp it.
Yep.
You had to put a stamp hole in it.
You know,
All right, all right.
do you
No,
You ain't never used a transfer.
no, sir.
Oh man, listen, your bus was the one, right?
The one right on
I was
St.
a
Clair.
14,
Okay.
and listen, we know all of them. I know the 15,
The
I know
10.
the 10. That's going across 79.
Cross, yep.
That's how you get around.
Listen, the 326 Superior. Like I knew all of the buses, but the transfer it was only good for an hour and a half.
They had to stamp that boy
Man,
with,
they don't
with an old school joint.
Manual.
for you to get so you can get off of one bus and go to the next one without having to pay.
Okay.
And you had like hour and a half. So I had the watch on, I had the pager on, I had the kill Sarah.
Oh, they was on your ass.
I'm downtown.
Just to be seen on the bus. Just to be seen on the transfer.
No, I'm saying I'm going
That's how you
downtown. I'm going downtown so we can go kick it downtown.
Okay.
And we only had an hour and a half to kick it downtown before the transfer
You
ran
looking
out.
at that transfer like, hey,
Hey, it's time to go.
we
I
got the
you.
road.
I got you now. Okay.
We got to go.
Good. Thank you.
But I was thinking about something last night.
What's up?
Thinking about like different board games that I grew up on,
Mm-hmm.
and like which one taught me the most. So I want to pose that question to y'all: which board game taught y'all the most, like life lessons, stuff like that?
Shit, the number one board game of all time to me, Monopoly.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monopoly is a good one. I want to think
you?
outside the box a little bit though. That Monopoly does teach you a lot about handling your money and all the possibilities, things you can get into. What about like Clue?
Clue.
Clue. Get you going with your critical thinking. Shit ain't always what it appears to be.
Listen, as critical as my thinking was going, Monopoly was made me as critical as it can be. Cause it's either you gonna get rich or you about to be broke.
Right.
And somebody about here about to they trying to wax you. They
Well, I'm
tryna
not
wax
saying Monopoly's not. I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
you. Yeah,
here.
no, I got you.
know what I mean?
got you. Clue
Listen,
was the detective game. You're trying to be a detective and figure
Yeah.
out who killed
yeah.
it.
It's like T did it in the kitchen with the spoon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I remember Clue.
I think mine was chess.
You can't use chess as a board game, man.
It is though.
If it wasn't made by Hasbro, shit is not a board game. You can't use chess. Because I would have used chess if that's the case, but chess is
Okay.
like, God, you can't use chess.
All right.
That's an old man's
If I
game.
could use chess,
Because
then
chess is a dope.
Monopoly
game.
is.
I play chess.
That was my first time having like $100,000 of fake money and buying property.
And making somebody else broke.
Listen,
The
Marvin's, what was it? Marvin's Gate, Marvin's.
The property Marvin's, shit,
Something?
whatever, yeah. Avenue.
You had
you got
Marvin's
the water
Avenue.
companies and shit.
You had Boardwalk,
Yeah, Boardwalk, Park Place.
What's the Park Place?
Yeah.
Those was $1 million ones.
No, them shits ain't what you want though.
Put the hotels on there.
Listen, Oriental. You want Oriental. Don't nobody listen. Don't steal my techniques. Oriental.
Okay.
You get them shits because they low budget. Buy low, sell high. You get them fuckers and you put hotels on them for $450 a piece. Next thing you know, we up. Everybody that got to come around the pass go, got to hit my shit. You better hope that you skip these motherfuckers because I'm waxing you every time.
I'm trying to get Boardwalk and Park Place because when you land on there, you paying me.
I know, but them high value. Listen, my chances, don't use my techniques. I hate to do this shit on this podcast. Damn it. But listen,
Spill the beans.
Oriental. It's
Okay.
2 properties. It's like Oriental in Connecticut or some shit, whatever their names are. It's 2 properties, Mediterranean, whatever. I can't even think of them right now. But they're at the top of the board.
Okay.
They cost like $20 to buy them, $100 to buy them. Once you put hotels on them, it's like $450 to put enough houses to get hotels on them. Every time somebody hit them, they got to drop me a nickel, a hot $500. Every time you hit them, you got to drop me hot $500. So once you pass go, and I'm guaranteed to get paid. It's like Section 8. Because you about to pass go. Get the $200 from the bank, drop me my shit, and go on about your business.
Be on your way.
It's the
So you was playing with the strategy then.
hell yeah, it's a strategy. And I got a lucky wrist. Get
Okay.
around all that other shit. I ain't trying to land on none of them fucking other properties y'all got. No shit, I'd rather end up in jail than go around the
No, by the time you get done
bullshit.
playing, I got done playing. I was owning pretty much everything because now I'm bartering with everybody, everybody in debt with me because I got the biggest ones. And
See, what's gonna happen here, y'all, is we gonna have to whip the Monopoly board out post
All right.
podcast one day. Listen, man, I done been on an 8-hour Monopoly run.
We'll
Hey,
live
that's-
stream that shit. You guys want us to live stream that? We'll
Man,
sit here for
yeah.
12 hours playing Monopoly.
I've whooped a lot of ass on Monopoly, man.
listen,
I've owned the bank. Listen,
I got it.
if you never played Monopoly till you had to bring out the legal pad, and keep I owned so much. I had so much money. I had more money than the bank had, and I'm just giving you a pass now and putting you. I'm giving you credit. Like, look, I'm
it's
giving
on
you
layaway.
this shit. I'm giving you this shit at 5%, man. Once you get your shit, I'm gonna loan you this shit. I'm gonna loan you $1,200. You got to give me back 15.
Okay,
You can keep playing.
I got you.
So
you guys
when
ever finished the whole game of Monopoly before?
the
no finish.
only way you can finish a game of Monopoly
You got
is
everybody's money.
if you no, because some people they junkies and they like shit. Let me get a credit. Let me get some credit. So I'm like, all right, I give you some credit if you just want to. Because if you really a Monopoly player, the whole point of Monopoly is to break your opponent's will. It's I'm rich, I'm about to break you. You poor. So you want some credit? Sure.
I got you.
It's like it's the American way. Sure. I'm gonna give you some credit.
T keep grabbing the bottom of the mic.
You hear it?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You hear it? You hear that? Oh, my
Loud
bad.
as hell, bro.
Oh, fuck.
That's all right. It's all right. Tell us more about these
I was trying to
strategies.
give you a
Post production.
Yeah.
I saw post production. But no, listen.
We uncut.
But what did it teach you though?
That somebody's gonna get rich and they gonna make somebody else poor.
Okay.
And they gotta be cool with that. Because look, when you play Monopoly with your significant other or kids or your friends, and they come around and they got these little funky ass white bills, them little $2 they got, and they fucked up. They done mortgaged everything, and they looking at you like you own everything, and they like, can I get a pass? And you like, fuck no, pay me my money. It's the American way. Pay me my money, man. They like, look, you know I ain't.
so
got it.
you a ruthless player then. You ain't
The
showing
game
no.
is ruthless. The
They
fuck?
had me flipping the table.
Listen, I'm the hat. I'm the big hat.
Okay.
I'm the big hat. Look,
Right.
we gonna roll. But all I'm saying is it teaches you that the game is unforgiving.
Okay.
You get around that board and you can look across there and your mama over there, she like, baby, I got $17. I done landed on your property.
You like, shit, that suck.
You like, man, look, give me that 17 and flip your properties over. He did it. Look,
That was
Give-
Devin.
listen,
That was
look,
Devin.
That was
you-
my first one.
But I'm just saying, you would tell your mama, give me $17, flip your properties over, and mortgage them shit. What can I use? Let me get one of them. Let me get that other red, and give me so I can have a set and I can put some hotels in that shit, and I give you free passes. You ain't got to pay me rent if you give me that other shit. I'm about to smoke these other motherfuckers though. Like that's the game.
It's a
Nah, I
banking
feel it.
system.
It just teach you to be. Hey, get your bag up.
Absolutely, sir.
Get your bag.
Absolutely.
I give my mama a pass. though. I'm sorry, mom. I give her a pass, but she got to get out the game.
About the tagger.
She got to get up. Hey, she got to get out the game.
Absolutely. I got a question for y'all.
sir.
Though.
What's up?
Do y'all think buying a house is like the old school way? Like, you think that's the old school mentality? Like buying a house,
For like a regular person?
or do you think renting is the new way?
I think Dev's young, man. So what you think, Dev?
I think for a regular person, I don't consider myself to be regular. I have an entrepreneurial mindset. I want to buy a house to get somebody to live in it and pay me.
Mm-hmm.
But housing market is crazy right now. It's on fire.
Crazy.
But would you buy a house to live in?
Man, that's a great question. I don't know. I think yes, because sooner or later I'm gonna get out of there. I'm gonna have somebody paying my mortgage while I go do what I got to do.
Let me tell you my thinking though. Not to cut you off.
No.
but
I'm trying to absorb here. Maybe my mindset on it is wrong right now.
Listen, buying a house, and I'm a homeowner.
Okay.
Right? But it's the biggest ripoff
Okay.
in American history. Right? You take out a 30-year mortgage, and your payment is, let's say, $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 1,000 of that is just interest. 1,000 of that. So for the next 20 years, you paying interest to the bank.
That's the compound interest game.
You're talking about that, yeah.
That's you paying that money to the bank. It's the houses and the banks, they ain't cahoots. They not.
See, I disagree though.
What you think?
See, I think behind a house is a key component to building wealth. It's the easiest place to hide your money and to stash your money, right? Because a house under decent conditions, markets usually roll one way. Housing usually appreciates, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just usually appreciates. So the money that you put into it, you're not losing it because the house is your house is appreciating. I think
It depends on the area too, though.
yeah, but you know that's an ebb and flow. Areas go, they come, they go. You know that happens. But property and real estate is the easiest way. Most people in their whole entire life, a house is the largest purchase they will ever make.
Yeah.
Most people will never play a part in $100,000 plus transaction otherwise in their entire life. So that's the money game. A bank will not give you a loan for $100,000 for mostly anything but a home, right? So this is the money game. If you want to be real, I think the way people think about homes is antiquated.
But I'm thinking about it like this. And like my next home, I'm paying cash for the house. I'm not trying to take out no mortgage on a house.
See, but
I think the mortgages, like once you mortgage your house, that's where you start losing it.
But like the Wall Street Trapper, I follow him on IG. Shouts out to him. Like I agree with him. You know, cash is trash. Cash is losing. The more you leave cash sitting still, it's losing value. Right? It just is what it is. It's inflation.
Right.
You can't guard it against inflation. So putting that into a property or putting it in something that's actually gaining helps you.
No, I agree with you on that. I'm talking about living in your house that you're living in, not houses that.
What I'm saying is like, so you generating revenue.
Okay.
So you saying I'm gonna spend next house? Throw me a number.
Let's just say 300,000.
So I'm gonna spend 300,000 cash on my next house when I could have put 20% down, which is 60,000, right? And I could have paid what $1,500 a month to that. So if I got 300 grand, I could spend 60. I got 240 grand left. What could I do with that 240 that could generate me more revenue? So I'm gonna sink cash because cash is my tool. It's a tool for me to generate more revenue. So am I gonna really sink $250,000 right now into this set thing that's not gonna appreciate for 10 years? So the mortgage can actually guard you against the you know, while your money appreciates.
That just depends on how you looking at it though, because if let's say you're paying 300,000 for the house and it's not putting a damper on you, and you don't want to have to worry about paying the interest on that, then it ain't really affecting you.
But it's a difference between affecting you and just being fiscally the viable opportunity.
So let me ask you guys this. Both you guys seem to have both different stances.
Yeah.
For someone for me, single 27-year-old male or female, whoever you're giving this advice to, should you buy or should you rent?
If you're looking to make your first purchase, don't buy a house. Buy a duplex that you can live in and rent out the other ones. Like other than that, it don't make no sense to buy a house to me.
I see, that's where I disagree.
Tell me why.
Because at 27,
buy a house to live in.
And
if I bought a house to live in, I got leverage, right? I can leverage this home against another move. So I think what's antiquated is the perspective on homes, right? People look at homes as if they have a sense of permanence, right? I bought a house and they think, oh, it's a 30-year mortgage.
I used to think that way.
But you know you could sell it, right?
Right.
Or
rent it out.
You could sell it. You could say, this is my first home. I'm going to live in it for 10 years. I built up 30 grand in equity. I sold it, moved into another house, used the 30 grand to invest into something else. I can really use this as a vehicle for wealth generation. Yeah. Because like, again, what I'm saying to you is OPM, OPM.
Money.
Other people's money.
Okay.
When dealing with the banks and you want large sums of money and do large transactions, real estate is the main vehicle for dealing with the banks and establishing that relationship where I deal with large amounts of money.
Okay.
But see, I'm not talking about, because I agree with that. I'm like, if I'm going in for a flip, or I'm going in with the intentions to rent it out or flip it or rehab or whatever, then I agree with that. I'm talking about to live in it. To live in it, I'm not trying to, because it's not for us. It's for the bank. The bank is
let me give you a perspective. Right. There's a term called an arbitrage.
Okay.
Right, and we kind of touched base on this a couple nights ago. Now, the logic is I got unlimited money, right? So I could purchase this home outright, and I'm wealthy enough that a bank could give me a 1.5% interest rate. I want to buy a $10 million house.
Okay.
I got a net worth $300. I want to buy a $10 million house. I have the liquid. I could do it.
Right.
Right. But I could take a loan from the bank, and the bank says, I'll give you a 1.5% interest rate because you rich, you 850 plus. We not even judge you on that anymore.
Right.
But I know I could take my $10 million into the market modestly and get me 6%. So you can put your money in the market and say the market is running pretty decent. Say you saying I can get 6%. Look at that number. $10 million on the house. I could take a loan and pay 2% interest, 1% interest on a loan. And I can use that same $10 million to get 6% return.
Right.
I could essentially do an arbitrage, use this home, and let the market pay for it. Why use the cash as the tool? The last thing I want to do is bury cash into anything. I want to use that as a tool. I want the cash to be able to move. Cash is the tool that opens the doors for me. So with 400 grand, I got 400 grand. Yeah, that's cool. Because I guess what? You may be able to leverage that $250,000 into another play and stretch it out into 10 million or 3 million.
No, listen, so, I'm not saying I don't agree with you. I agree with that. I'm just saying, if the people out there that's buying a house to live in the house, I think it's a bigger scam. I think that it's not for the consumer to buy the house. It's not in the benefit of the consumer when they buy the house. It's in the benefit of the bank.
I think it's in the benefit of the consumer. I truly do.
No, but because you coming from an entrepreneurial mindset.
That's what I was gonna say. So, the regular person
ain't thinking about it like that.
No, but even for a regular person, right? You have to pay for a habitat.
Right.
You have to live somewhere. If you lease an apartment, you lease a condo, at the end of that lease, you have to go somewhere. So if you lease that place for 2 years and you pay $1,500 a month, at the end, that's $18,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
Right? End of that 2-year lease, that's $36,000. You leaving with nothing. It's over. You have no equity. You have no rights. You have nothing. You just gave them $36,000.
I would rather pay that $18,000 over whatever term it is than pay $700,000 over.
But see, I think that's the hustler in you, right? You
look at interest though. They ain't even going to the principal. That's just interest.
That's right. If you going the whole distance with them, right? They don't pack all that 30 years up front.
The majority of the people is going the distance with them.
But even if you went the distance, right? Even if you went the distance and you bought your house, you paid for your house, you 50 years old now, you don't have a mortgage, all you paying is taxes and ancillary costs, lights, sewage, water, gas, cable. You got $500 worth of expenses a month, $700 worth of expenses a month. See, that's, I think what we doing, what we've gotten into is where people don't, some of our seniors didn't put themselves in that position because maybe they took that same perspective. And now when you get to 60, you don't own shit. So you still paying a mortgage or rent somewhere. And the rent is at the market rate. So it's $1,200, it's $1,500, it's $1,700, it's whatever that number is. But you ain't in a place where you can work 40 hours, grind, 60 hours, grind. You out of that space. You on the back end.
Right.
So I think people gonna make their money. You can't be mad at somebody for making their money off of the money.
No, listen. What you saying makes sense to the people that bought houses in the 70s, 60s, the 80s, the 90s, when the entry point was so low. It's like now what you saying makes sense because the entry point is so low. You buying a
Pay to play.
a
was
$300,000 house that's worth $300,000 now. Back then you paying $50,000 for it.
But listen, even my house,
But now I'm talking about now though. Everything is up.
So I've had my house through the housing crisis, right? So through 2008,
Okay.
where you probably lost fucking 60% of the value of your home, and you used the last 14 years to build it back up,
Okay.
to get back right. But over time, you'll win. Over time, you'll win. And this is an expense that you have to pay anyway. Right? That's if you're just saying, all right, I'm just playing steady state and I'm gonna live and just be cool. Now, if you're looking from an investment hustle or you got an entrepreneurial spirit, you ain't gotta stay in this house because you bought it. This could be your first home. This could be your second home. This could be your third home.
No, I feel it. But what I'm saying is you can get you if you're gonna get you a nice house, your mortgage is $1,500 a month. All right.
Okay.
Let's say you're paying $1,500. $300 of that is going to your principal. The other $1,200 is going to the interest, right? So I rather if I'm wasting $1,200 on interest, then I know I can be paying $1,200 to rent somewhere. But that way I ain't gotta take on no extra cost of cutting the grass, paying heat.
But you don't have any equity.
But you don't got no equity in the interest.
I have equity in the property.
Right. I know.
That's
The interest,
entrepreneur in you.
the interest is on the money.
Mm-hmm.
The interest is on the money. My equity is on the property. So, okay, I took this loan and it's going to cost me XYZ 1, 2, 3. I'm not even worried about that if I don't plan on staying there. Right?
But majority, I'm not talking about you though.
Right.
I'm talking about the people out there. They buying a house with the intent to raise their whole family there.
But they're going to fuck off that 700 one way or another.
But they living comfortably how they want to with
Yes.
no other worries.
What do you mean?
This all they got to worry. They got to worry about the house appreciating, depreciating. They're paying their mortgage they signed up for.
And guess what? That's the trick, right? Because when you look up and you like, because time is undefeated.
Yeah.
And you do that shit. Do that shit for 25 years. Yeah. And you look up at 50 and be like, all right, I'm still moving around from condo to condo and you don't own shit. You don't have any equity in shit. You can't go in the bank and say, look, let me put these kids in college.
I'm just talking about, I'm not talking about your portfolio. I'm just talking about the house that you live in.
I'm talking about the house that you live in. If you bounce, see,
I think you should have properties in your portfolio.
Yeah, but it's two different things. You mixing high level financial moves with a regular person that I just want to pace and live somewhere, right? I got a 401k or IRA, some regular shit. I'm just going through the regular life motions, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
So those people aren't looking like this is my investment, like. Because if they are, then they on the other side of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. But those people are just like, look, I got a good job. I want to work my job, invest in my IRA, my 401k, let that shit run up, have me a home, raise my family, be able to get a car whenever I need a car, and, just live a decent, good life. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. No. So what I'm saying is for those people, I would not waste time renting. I would assume the cost of ownership because at minimum, the cost of ownership is going to gain me equity in that property.
Me, I would rent where I live at and purchase the other house that I'm renting out.
You're hustling.
I'm renting there because I don't want to deal with everything else that comes with owning the house.
Now that's now if you talk about that part of it, that's a different conversation, right? And when I say assume home ownership, it's assuming all of those extra costs. Your gutters get clogged up. You got to replace that shit. You got to paint, all those other things. Now, if you prepare for that aspect of it, that's fine. But guess what? You could rent and your fucking wall's still cracking and the paint still chipping.
But then you just call maintenance and they come and fix it.
Maybe.
Free of charge.
Or maybe they drag on you. Or maybe you're like, fuck, the maintenance man, I complained about this 6 times. The walls, but you ain't
gonna move into no BS though.
But look, a lot of condos and a lot of apartment managers and property managers, like, They have a process on painting and refurbishing apartments. We're going to refurbish when your shit is up. When your lease is up, we're refurbished. Until then, you living with that shit. That's how they do. We're going to put new carpet in or new flooring in when you get your funky ass up out of there.
Absolutely, sir. That's how it is.
Okay. So,
I mean, all right. So we know how you feel about it. We know how you feel about it a little bit. You got your piece in there. Got my little piece in there. I want to know what you guys think. You guys want to rent? You guys want to buy? Pay for the cost of ownership? I don't know. But another question I got for you guys. Would you rather? It's another would you rather question. I think we did this before.
Okay, let's go.
would you rather?
Would you rather work yourself and make 20 mil or have somebody say, here, have 100 mil? What would you do? I think it's an easy answer for me, but what do you guys think?
Listen, I'm a person that get paid off my brain and not my hands. So if I can, I'm gonna work towards it anyway, right?
Right.
But if somebody say I'm giving you this, no strings attached. First off, I need to check and make sure that it ain't no strings attached.
Right.
That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But if it comes out to be no strings attached, nothing like no commitments, no long ass contract that you got to do, and they say, here, I'm giving you this, then I'm taking it. Why put in the extra work that you don't have to?
I'm taking the front. I'm not even looking at the paperwork. No, seriously, listen, 100. Right. The paper, like in any contract, in my mind, this is how my mind works. Mm-hmm. If I can get it back, I'm not even worried about the number. So all I'm thinking of is, I know what I can do with that type of flexibility.
Right.
So worst case, I give you this shit back. Like, okay, but you give me 24 months, 12 months with 100. I can make 30 off that and give you 100 back. I don't care. Like, here, take it back, man. I'm sorry, I fucked up. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I made 30 off it though, but right. Here, you know what I'm saying? So when you get to a certain area like that, in my mind, it's like, all right, run it.
I was listening to this other business podcast. I came across a clip this week, and this guy asked this same exact question to a bunch of people in business and consider themselves entrepreneurs. It's like, oh, I'm working for it. I want to be able to work for it. This is
they never been in poverty.
Listen, you're working for it right now. And how long do you think it's going to take for you to get to 100 million?
Right.
Oh, listen.
You think people are going to give a fuck how you got to 20 million?
Listen, if you've never, I think we live in a society now where it's like it's a hodgepodge, right? It's like a mixed fucking gumbo.
Yeah.
You got some people that they romanticize this shit that does not mean anything.
Right.
And they never really felt it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You never been in the spot with no lights on. Right. You never felt like, oh shit, mm-hmm. as a youth, like, damn, I gotta power through some shit.
Right.
It's cool to when you getting out your BMW at 16 at some fucking private school to be like, I'll work for it. I'll put the work. No, man. When you been in the mud, you like, I'm gonna get out the mud. And if that's the way out the mud, then okay.
Mm-hmm.
People don't care how you make it one way or another.
See, you know what's funny? I've had this conversation with people in a business context
mm-hmm.
in regards to people in a street context.
Okay.
Because most people in a business context, they're like, I can't understand why somebody would do that. You know what I mean?
Do what? Take the 100?
No, with hustle.
Okay.
With hustle. With just grind or do what they do illicitly.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why would someone sell drugs? Why would they do that? I can't imagine it. And it's like, that was their out
mm-hmm.
of their situation.
Right.
Why would you, if you were destitute, then you would do it. And it's such a contrast in what people think and perspectives is real. But I think I'm a firm believer that if you put anyone in a certain condition, they all will do the same thing. You could take an Ivy League kid and say, okay, I'm gonna take you at 7 years old from your rich family, and you were destined to private school, and I'm gonna put you in the middle of the projects.
Listen, somebody, if you working for somebody and they say, look, I'm gonna give you $1,000 raise, you ain't gonna take it?
Hell yeah, I'm taking
But
it.
they say they're gonna give you $10,000. You gonna take it?
Absolutely, sir.
Absolutely, sir. Right. So if somebody say, "Hey, I got $100 million, I'm about to give you," you can either work for it or let me give it to you. You gonna take it? You gonna take it?
Absolutely. Shout out Vonda.
Listen, I don't. Listen,
So-
I ain't trying to.
So to my question, to both of you gentlemen,
All right.
because we come from I think we come from contrasting backgrounds to some degree. Do you think that anyone under a certain condition will respond the same way? Meaning, if I took you and took everything from you, dropped you in the middle of the valley, would you respond and do the same things that everyone in the valley gonna do to survive?
Listen, you become a product of your environment.
Mm-hmm.
So the majority of things you see is what you become, right?
Yeah.
So every day, if that's every day, it become normal to you. So you start doing some of the stuff, but then it's the hindsight of you, it's the intuition of you, it's a thought process of I know I'm not gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. I'm just doing this now. This is just a means to an end.
Yeah.
So you drop somebody like that into a middle of a situation like that, they're gonna come out. They're gonna come out different than everybody else because they ain't looking. They're not trying to create no longevity into that lane.
Right.
That's just like I need to get into this and I need to get out of that. It's like saying, hey, look, we got all kind of strippers out there. We got the one that's going to college, that's just using it to go to college. Or we got the one that's trying to create a lifestyle in there.
But is that just the luck of the draw?
No, I think it's other things like you mentioned. Like if you got the drive, if you're getting in to fit in to do what you got to do for this moment, knowing there's greener grass on the other
Right.
side, you do what you got to do.
But it's so many angles that can happen. It's so many things that can happen within you getting in where you fit in, right?
Oh, for sure.
So
I know that.
is that just the luck of the draw that you able to make it to that plateau?
It's one of the 48 powers of law. You gotta act as everybody else, but think differently. Like when you get dropped into the dragon's belly, you gotta play that part,
You gotta survive.
or you gonna get ate.
But what happens when I guess what I'm saying is what happens when the situations dictate the outcome, right? Because you're acting as everyone else acting, and certain hurdles you missed, but that you could have tripped on. What happens if you trip? Right? That deters you from meeting that outcome. So say that same stripper that's like, I'm going to college, she's doing the same things that other strippers doing, maybe, and maybe she get knocked up.
I think it comes back to you. How well are you how well are you at overcoming those objectives? Everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth. What you gonna do after that?
Absolutely.
What you gonna do?
Listen, I think like you put a post out, I think it was today,
Mm-hmm.
about a person overcoming adversity and how they handle it. Like I think that speaks to what you're saying. If a person get knocked down and they stay down, then they gonna stay down. But the moment you say, I ain't staying down here, it's the moment the change start happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
It remind me. I know we about to get off of this, but it
Absolutely,
remind me of Kobe when he tore his Achilles and he still shot that
Free throws.
the free throw. Soon as he tore his Achilles,
He knew.
he started the rehabilitation process right then and there.
In his mind, yep.
Right then and there. I'm gonna go take this shot. I'm about to start getting better. It's not about to stop me. So that approach determines.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely,
With both
sir.
you saying, and I think the only difference in my perspective is that some things are much more have much more finality to them than those things because you're playing for higher stakes. So say you are dropped in the middle of the ghetto and you got to hustle to survive and you catch a body, right? You catch a body, get you a little dub. They hit you with a little dub. That ain't the same. Get up. That ain't the same. I'm gonna get up. I took the punch. Get up. It's like no, you got 20 in a wake up.
Mm-hmm.
This dude always taking things too extreme, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm just challenging the concept,
You
y'all.
are, you
I'm
are,
just
you
challenging the thought process of it, saying, okay, you can get in the mix of this. You hustling. You like, okay, I'm in the projects. I got to hustle to survive.
Right.
I'm hustling, and now you the brick man. You up because you brilliant. Somebody try to take you up top. You hit them. 20. I was on my way, got deterred. I got 20. I got 20 in the wake up, and it ain't the same as getting hit in the mouth. It's like, ooh, it's rough.
It's real life shit.
That's what I'm saying. So I think so many things happen, and we are. I say all this to say we are lucky in our journeys, because so many things can happen that could cripple you in this process. And I think some people take a perspective of, they take a blind out of that part and say, you could do better. It's like, no, he couldn't do better. He's doing the best he could do. And so beating the odds. I'm beating the odds. Because the odds are I
think some luck goes into it, but I think I can speak for all of us here when we say it took a lot of hard work to get where we are today. It wasn't all completely luck. You know, a lot of hard work, dedication, grinding, and the great thing about it is none of us here are done.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
we've arrived,
exactly,
but we're not there yet. You know,
I put him. I give it to the fate, man. That we lucky, because some of the things that could have took you out didn't. We all experienced some things that ended other people. And I think you just got to stop for the moment and appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely,
and give a creative thanks. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like we all experienced something.
Yeah.
That took other people
took other people out the game completely.
I agree 100%.
So it's like,
I've seen it.
Yeah, I have too. So it's like I appreciate the hard work and the dedication, and we put the work in, and you do what you have to do. But at the same time, you have to say, like, man, some of those bullets that missed me, they hit somebody else, and they weren't as lucky as me. What 50 said? How much shot me through? This lady, he got shot down. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for a real reason, because he got hit like I got hit, but he ain't fucking breathing.
Many men.
Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw, and the universe is you blessed. So,
absolutely, sir.
I think I give yourself more credit, man.
You know what? I take the credit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to give the credit too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm gonna put the work in, but at the end of the day, everything got to line up right. You could wake up on time for work, dressed, clothes ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go. My plan is, I got my plan together. I stayed up and I studied on it. But the minute you walk out that door, you're at the mercy of the universe. And if that shit doesn't go right, your plan does not mean shit. So it's like, what you said about last week about the ego? The ego is a monster, because the ego will make you think, I did it. If this shit don't land right, I seen some NBA players and and all that. It's some players that take that perspective. I've heard some other artists take that perspective. I did it. Well, you did it, but the shit that could have hit you didn't.
Right.
And you gotta appreciate that.
Absolutely, sir.
It is what it is.
Man, you guys ready to get up out of here?
I am ready. The Manhattans. I see Trump finish his drink.
The first one.
Trump is leaning. The rookie is leaning.
Yeah, about to break the chair.
No, I'm good. I'm just, I'm comfortable. I had to make sure that
we got him in rare zone. Y'all
mics.
listen. We got him in rare zone right now. He's floating.
Hey, before we get up out of here, man, there's been a couple people been supporting us pretty heavy.
Yes.
I want to talk about our 3 top commenters right now.
Let's do that.
We got my boy Dub. Shout out Texas.
Shout out Dub.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Yes, man.
My
We
boy.
appreciate you. Keep it coming too, man.
Yeah.
We love engaging with you all, man. It just this is real personal for us, so we like to make it personal for y'all.
Absolutely.
And we like that y'all growing with us.
Yes. You can see the whole evolution of it all.
Indeed.
Second, we got Diab Soul.
Shout
Homie
out
just
Diab
dropped
Soul.
his top 5 movies.
Oh yeah, I like your top 5 too, though, man.
Yes.
I definitely like your top 5.
You cannot argue with that top 5. He actually brought the Fight Club up, and I'm like, shit. Fight Club is an excellent movie, man.
Absolutely,
I
sir.
like that. Juice.
Yeah, Juice was on there.
Like,
Yep.
I forgot about Juice.
He's got some solid
Like I
movies
said,
on
that
there.
top 5 shit is it's tough, man.
No.
It is.
man.
It's tough. It's tough to put a number
Gotta be
on it
top
all.
30.
Right. Right. And last, we got A-Rod, Anthony Tone, my cousin. What's good, bro?
Shout out to A-Rod.
Talking about the metaverse a little bit with us, but we appreciate the feedback.
Definitely appreciate
Catch you in the metaverse, man. Get them NFTs up.
Absolutely, sir.
I'm trying to catch a quarter ticket off one of them.
Hey, I'm gonna go off the record with that, but we were talking about that at lunch yesterday.
Right.
We'll talk about it.
Let's go.
But we appreciate you guys once again. Just a reminder, we are on SoundCloud. We got Spotify. Apple Podcasts is coming soon.
Yes, sir.
Man,
Everywhere.
we've
Let's
gone.
I ain't gonna say it. Go ahead and go. I ain't even interrupt you. Go ahead and go.
All good. I was just about to send us out of here,
Send
man.
us out of here, man. Send us out
It's
of
been
here.
fun, man. Absolutely,
Yes.
sir. Put them up one time. The
Absolutely,
empty glass.
sir.
Put it up real quick.
Let's
Empty.
go.
Empty glass. Pinkies up. Absolutely, sir. Out.